MultiVersus patch 1.02 tier list. Let's get right into it, man. Starting off with Arya Stark, she was not changed at all. She's still definitely a top tier. She has 50 damage combos that are very easy to execute. She is the fastest character in the entire game, still just as broken as she was last patch. Banana Guard, however, was nerfed a little bit. Last patch, in patch 1.01, they made his side special in the air and on the ground do 2 less damage. This patch, they made his side special last less. It doesn't last as long. That would be the proper way to phrase that. I do think that Banana Guard is no longer an extremely broken character. Is he a very easy to do character who does way too much damage? Yes. Is he the easiest character to play in the entire game? Yes. Is he broken? I don't believe so anymore. I think that he is just a character that does way too much damage. Batman, I originally thought was a top tier coming into the official release of this game. However, as time went on and as we have seen that the game has slowed down significantly, I now believe that Batman is just a high tier character. They nerfed Black Adam's side attack. However, I don't think this is nearly enough to make this character not a top tier. Definitely still completely broken. He has the projectile shield. He has his down tilt, which can attack people while he camps in the bubble. He has his side special, his up special that literally just allows him to fly. Too many good tools to not say this guy is top tier. Bugs Bunny was not changed at all. I think they fixed one of his moves, but it didn't really change where this guy is at. I still think that he is high tier, very high tier, as high tier as they come, almost top tier. Finn, I now believe, is broken. His neutral air is just way too strong. His neutral game is way too strong. His backpack perk is absolutely ridiculous. His wall running move kills way too early. His BMO is absolutely insane. His move that allows him to deflect projectiles is nuts. This guy is just way too broken at this point. Garnet was moving up in the rankings. However, now that they remove the ability to infinitely jab people, she is now a low tier once again. I almost had her at mid tier or high tier because she had a jab string combo that did like 45 damage off of one jab, but now she is once again low tier. Gizmo is going to be very, very, very low high tier, maybe even mid tier now. Yes, he still has the arrows, the car, and whatnot, but they were nerfed heavily. And honestly, what I think is really holding Gizmo back from still being a concrete high tier is the fact that he's so light. He dies off of Morty's up air at about 80 health. He is just so light, man. And now that the arrows were nerfed significantly, I don't even know if this dude is going to be worth playing. We're gonna have to see later on in the patch. They didn't like the fact that Harley's down tilt and her up tilt felt like a quote-unquote do everything button, and then they continued to buff her up tilt. That's right, it now does more knockback, and you might not be able to combo the slide move into up tilt anymore. But what about jab jab into slide? What about jab jab into up tilt? The up tilt just got buffed. This changes absolutely nothing because she still has her jab jab into neutral. She still has her forward air into neutral. She still has her slide into neutral. She's still definitely a top tier. They want this character to be good so bad. This nerf did not impact her at all. And now I reveal what the question mark tier really is. I think I spelled absolute wrong. Absolute garbage. And we're gonna put Iron Giant in there. They nerfed this guy to oblivion. The devs of this game cannot fix an infinite combo, I guess, without just changing everything else about this character. He is awful. He was already awful before the infinite. If they had just removed the infinite and not changed this guy at all, he would be absolute garbage. But after all of these nerfs, he is definitely absolute garbage. My boy Jake is getting absolutely no love. Still the most honest and mid-tier character in the entire game. He is completely balanced. Don't need to change him at all. Jason, on the other hand, I am almost willing to move into high tier now because his dash attack reflects projectiles. I'm still going to put him high mid-tier just because he is so slow and so heavy. However, this buff definitely helped him a lot, and he is teetering on the edge of high tier. If they even made his forward air do 2 more damage, this guy would definitely be a high tier. However, he's just too slow and fat to put him above mid tier right now. Joker is top tier. I don't know what MultiVersus is thinking, but in the patch notes, they literally said for Joker, we are aware that Joker is broken and we are working on it. They didn't work on it in this patch, but apparently in the upcoming patch, they are going to nerf him. However, right now, he's still ridiculously broken. And they said the exact same thing for Wonder Woman. We are well aware that this character is broken and we are trying our best to fix it. So both of these characters characters, definitely still completely broken. LeBron is at this point, I think, a mid-tier. I didn't know how much that last patch was going to affect him, but it really did take away one of his best tools, now causing him to just be extremely mediocre. I still think a good LeBron is going to look very good, and you can definitely do a lot with this character. The skill ceiling is truly high. However, I think it's fair to say he is mid-tier right now. Marvin was not changed at all, and I definitely saw the best Marvin the Martian that I have ever seen play MultiVersus today. However, it did not change my mind on this character. He does not do a lot of damage despite having a lot of tools to actually do long string combos on you, and he very much struggles to kill. So I still think this guy is mid-tier. You are going to struggle a lot if you decide to use this character. Morty got buffed today. The buff was actually just bug fixes that I thought were just genuinely how he was supposed to play, but it did help him a lot. I originally thought Morty was low tier. However, after this patch, I'm comfortable putting him in mid tier. I think that this guy can be pretty solid right now. There's really not too many low tiers in the game. I think that is MultiVersus game plan, is to get rid of all the low tiers, and they're doing a pretty good job right now. Next up, Rain Dog. This guy is definitely low tier though. I tried using him recently. He really has nothing notable. His neutral attack is not that good. His up air is very inconsistent when it comes to killing. He has his down tilt, that is definitely a solid move. He has his neutral special. He has a side special, but this guy struggles to kill. He doesn't have a lot of tools, and he's just overall a low tier character. Rick, on the other hand, is a very solid character. I think that he is mid-tier. I would put him above all three of these characters. I don't think he's teetering on the edge of high tier. I think that he is a little better than Jake, but he is a very good representation of a mid-tier character. Shaggy was nerfed once again. I think they changed his forward tilt. They did. They nerfed his side tilt a little bit. However, they also said that the change that they made to his neutral air last patch is going to be reverted in an upcoming patch. But in this current patch, you are still not going to be able to get your forward tilts out of your neutral air. Thus, I think that Shaggy in this patch is a high tier. Once they revert the change they made with his neutral air, he might just become a top tier once again. Shaggy is extremely strong right now. Steven Universe is still a high tier in my opinion. His down special on the ground is very good. His side special and his up special are very good. His up air is very good. His side air is very good. Everything about this guy is very good, but I wouldn't say that he's broken in any means. I would just say all around this guy is a high tier character. Stripe, on the other hand, is a mid-tier character. His pistol is a very good move. I would almost put him in high tier just based off of his pistol move and his chainsaw. However, I'm not quite ready to put him there yet. I still think he's a mid-tier character. If he were to get a little buff, maybe I'd feel comfortable putting him higher. Superman, still a high tier character. He just recently got a nerf that didn't really do much. His jab string is no longer cancelable, but people don't even really use his jab string. Instead, they just use his side special, his armored move, his command grab. I don't think this patch changed him that much. Taz's Infinite was removed from the game. However, they buffed the hitbox on his down air. If you weren't aware, Taz has neutral air into down air, into side tilt, into side special, or up special. It does way too much damage. I think we're talking 35, 40 damage, and now it's going to be even easier to do. I think Taz, for the first time in the official release of MultiVersus, is going to now be a high tier character. Tom and Jerry's side tilt was nerfed. I don't think this changes much. He is probably still going to hover around the high tiers, maybe next to Bugs Bunny and Banana Guard. He's still going to be very good. His side tilt wasn't what made him special. It was definitely his down air, his neutral special, all of that stuff. Finally, Velma got the most changes out of any character in this roster, and I'm going to put her in We Gon' See, because we are going to see where Velma belongs. I'm not ready to tell you guys quite yet. Leave a like on this video if you like this style of content, me trying to quickly get my point across without wasting too much time. I'm trying to give you guys reasoning of why I put a character in a certain spot in a very time efficient manner. So if you appreciate that, leave a like and subscribe if you're new.